Hi, everyone. We are joined by Giovani Santillan, who is getting ready to return to the ring May 18 against Brian Norman, a homecoming fight for Giovanni, who's fresh off of a career defining win so far to his up and coming career against Alexis Rocha. Giovanni, thanks for taking the time out of training camp to join with us. How have you been relishing this big win that you had in October?
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for having me. No, I was very happy, with my performance in that fight. And just getting the opportunity, being able to show out the way I did, I was really happy. That's what I needed to do for my career. And like you said, I think it was a career defining fight. But there's a lot more fights like that coming in the future for me. These past few months, I've just been focusing on my upcoming fight, May 18th against Brian Norman, and I'm ready. I'm ready to show the world that there's more of those types of performance coming for me.
Yeah, a battle between undefeateds. You have you're sitting pretty right now as the WBO number one contender. And if everything appears to shake out the way it is, those titles are all about to become vacant because Terrence Crawford's moving up to 154 pounds in his quest to take over another division. So the entire landscape and the titles could be open. Obviously, Jaron Enos has that IBF title, but Terrence Crawford has the rest, and you're there as the number one in the WBO. How have you been staying focused, knowing that this big title opportunity is on the horizon?
Yeah, that's why this upcoming fight is huge for me. Very important because I'm fighting an undefeated guy who's also, up and coming, and I'm sure he's hungry to take what I have right now as the number one spot. And so I need to hold on to that spot. I need to give a great performance and get this guy out of there, knock him out. And if it's not a knockout, then a decision where I win clean, and I look great because that type of performance is what's going to give me a shot at the world title. I think it'll make it, give me get me to the point where they can't deny me a world title shot.
Mm-hmm. You took a shot on yourself to take this Rocha fight. I mean, I had a chance to talk with Brad Goodman right after the fight, and he said you rose to the occasion. Take to me, talk to us about what that performance was like for you because you really kicked things into second gear. And frankly, we hadn't seen that side of you in a fight before, and we did in that night.
Yeah, I knew how much was on the line. I knew that everything I could gain from winning that type of fight, being the B side, underdog, and him having the number one spot. I knew that I needed to take that. I need to do something in my career, and so I requested that fight. We were able to get it. I'm great for that. Rage Rocha took that fight. Because I think it would have meant a lot for him too to win that. But I needed that so bad. It made me hungry to win. And right now I'm hungry to stay here, and not even hungry to stay at number one. I want to be world champion. I'm hungry to get that world title shot.
Mm-hmm. It really was a systematic, one-sided beatdown. You really, it was an old school beatdown too
Yeah.
in that fight against Rocha. Is this kind of what we can expect from you moving forward? I know you have the big platform on ESPN now to further grow your profile. Homecoming fight in San Diego. Do you want to make these fan-friendly fights, TV-friendly fights?
Exactly. I'm confident in what I can do. And I've been training very hard. I've been, sparring and in training camp since February just for this fight. They told me that, hey, you're going to be fighting May 18th. I started getting right then and there. It's since the beginning of February, sparring, hard sparring. I feel good. And I'm going to give a great performance just like I did in my last fight.
Mhm. Brian Norman, he's obviously undefeated as well too. Coming off of a no contest and an incomplete performance in his last fight, what are the challenges you think he presents to you?
I think young guy. He fights aggressive, but I think I've seen him box a little bit too. He seems like he knows how to use his legs and move around the ring. I'm preparing for whatever he brings. Whether he wants to make it a battle in the center of the ring or he's gonna be moving around. I'm ready for it all.
Right. You've for this fight, it is in San Diego. Have you noticed your profile grow more since the Rocha fight?
A little bit, yeah. It's going something. I still need to get I need to get my name out there more, and I think getting big fights, and big wins like I did in my last fight's gonna get me where I need to go.
The 147-pound division is a little bit in flux right now, only because the top dogs of the division who were once there are moving up, and it's really a new breed who's coming in. Who are some fighters you're also keeping an eye on as far as potential future opponents for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's Mario Barrios, Ennis, there's Sanyones, a lot of good fighters right now, and but I'm looking at the guys at 140 because a lot of young talent that's coming up, and they got some big names at 140, and I know those guys are going to be moving up to my weight class 147 pretty soon. So those are fights that I'm looking forward to in the future as well.
It's safe to say you're going to be at 147 for a while, right? Because of the
Yeah,
opportunities that are out there for you.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I know you've sparred with Ryan Garcia in the past too. He might come up to
Uh,
147 as well too. Is that uh,
Oh, I would love that fight. I would love to get an opportunity to get that fight, man. Yeah, we sparred back in 2020, probably like 3 times down here in San Diego. When he was staying down here.
uh
So I would love to get in there with him.
so fairly recent? What was your experience like sparring with Ryan?
It was good. He's a good fighter, but I know I got what it takes. I think I can take him out of there.
Were you surprised by his showing against Devin Haney? Did you think he had that in him?
I knew he had it in him. It just didn't seem like he was gonna be himself because of everything he was posting. And I think I was one of the people that kind of fell for that a little bit, that side of it. I guess he was just trying to sell the fight. So that threw me off a little bit. I knew he had it in him. I just didn't know that he would bring that out, but he did. That was a great performance, a good fight on his part.
Who do you consider the top guy at welterweight right now? Obviously, you're considered number one by the WBO, but who do you see as an equal to you as 140 at 147 pounds?
I think any one of these guys would be good fights for me, tough fights, but I know that I can win them. All the guys that I mentioned, Stanionis, Ennis, Barrios, those are all great fights, great fighters. I love to get in the ring with them.
You've crossed the street, so to say, to fight Rocha on a Golden Boy show. Is the agreement with Top Rank for you to go and take these fights if they're presented to you? Is that the kind of the agreement you guys have?
Yeah, we haven't spoken about any agreement, but I'm sure that the if those opportunities present themselves, that Top Rank will support me in getting those fights.
Mhm. You come from a gym trained by Robert Garcia. We just saw over the weekend how Virgil Ortiz, Oscar Duarte, Jose Ramirez, a terrific showing by all three of them. How does that world class level of training partners help you level up as well too?
I think that's what's made the difference in my career ever since I started training over there with Robert Garcia back in 2021. I think that's exactly what's made the difference. Being in the gym with great fighters, world class fighters, sparring with them consistently in preparation for these fights has made a huge difference for me in leveling up.
For that leveling up, the next thing is going to be that world title challenge. Do you have any kind of clarity or into the picture as to when that? Let's say all the belts are vacated by Terrence Crawford ahead of his August 3 fight. When is a realistic opportunity for you to fight for a title?
Well, first I got to focus on this fight, but after this fight, I'm hoping it's my next fight. That's I feel like I deserve that title shot on the next fight after this.
A lot of fighters talk about it. It's always hard to look past the fight in front of you. How do you stay focused, knowing that you know by the end of the year you could become a world champion? How do you focus in your day to day life, your training, and everything that comes along with it?
Just knowing that how much is on the line and how everything I do matters right now. Everything I do in my life, for me to get these opportunities, I got to take care of myself in between fights, stay focused on the goal, and every fight give everything I got, give the best of me.
For the fight against Norman, is are you looking to steal the show? Obviously, you're the co-main event. Emmanuel Navarrete is the main event for this one, but it's in your backyard. Does that add a different level of motivation and also pressure in order to prevail?
It definitely does. It adds a little bit more motivation for sure to want to perform in front of my people here in my city, and a little bit of pressure as well, but in a good way. It makes me. That's what drives me. To train as hard as I've been doing for this fight.
What's a promise and guarantee you want to make? Something that uh, you'd like the fans to know heading into this fight, heading into what could be a banner 2024 for you.
I believe they're gonna love my performance in this fight. I really believe that I'm gonna give a great show, just like I did in my last fight.
And would you like to promise a world? You'll be a world champion by the end of the year too.
I'm gonna be world champion. San Diego's gonna have a world champ, 2024.